Everybody thinks success is simple. Work hard, stay disciplined, grind longer than the competition. That's the story you've been fed your whole life. But if that were the real equation, wouldn't every construction worker, every exhausted nurse pulling double shifts, every grinder with 2 jobs already be millionaires? They work harder than billionaires. They show up more consistently than CEOs. Yet society doesn't call them successful. Why? Because hard work is only one variable. The secret is, success is an equation, a compound formula, and almost nobody talks about it. I didn't understand that at first. In my 20s, I thought staying up later, saying yes to everything, working more hours was the path. What did it give me? Burnout, stress, pennies compared to effort. I thought my calculator was broken, but in reality, I was plugging the wrong numbers into the wrong equation. Then I studied entrepreneurs, Olympians, creators, scientists who broke through. And I realized all of them were running the same hidden formula, whether they realized it or not. So what's the equation? Let me break it down. The first variable is skill, not potential, not passion alone. Skill. Real mastery developed deliberately. Most people dabble. They touch 10 different things, learning just enough to say, I tried, but success compounds only when you drive one skill set deep enough to stand out. A coder who stays average doesn't break through. A coder who doubles down daily until they're top 1%. That skill plugs into the formula and raises every other number. Skill is non-negotiable. But it still isn't enough. The second variable is consistency. Skill without repetition is wasted. Think about musicians who get good for a season, then vanish because they stop showing up. Consistency multiplies skill. 10 years of daily practice versus 10 years of stop and go. The math explodes, different results. And yet, we all know consistent, skilled people who still never make it, which means another variable must be in play. That variable is leverage. Most people are climbing ladders alone. But leverage, tools, technology, networks, capital, attention, is what bends the curve. A writer with talent shares journals only with friends. A writer who leverages social platforms puts their words in front of millions. Same skill, same consistency, but with leverage, the equation explodes. Musk doesn't build rockets with his bare hands. Oprah didn't become Oprah by whispering into one person's ear at a time. Leverage is scaling energy through systems bigger than you. Then comes timing. The graveyard of history is filled with geniuses who were simply too early or too late. YouTube stars in 2007 who quit because money wasn't there yet. Electric car inventors in the 90s crushed by oil lobbies. Before battery tech dropped costs, success requires your skill, consistency, and leverage to meet a window where the world is ready. That's why people call breakthrough luck. But luck isn't magic. It's alignment between preparation and timing. Another overlooked variable, adaptability. The world changes faster than your plan. Those who insist but this worked before get left. Companies stick to comfort until they die. But people who adapt, who treat rules as experiments, adjust the formula in real time. Adaptability turns setbacks into multipliers. And here's one more hidden multiplier in the success equation. Relationships. Not the fake networking, not collecting business cards, real connections built on value given, trust earned, empathy shown. Money and knowledge flow fastest through relationships. A single mentor can shortcut 10 years of random trial and error. A single partnership can unlock doors no grind could. Notice how the variables link. Skill times, consistency times, leverage times, timing times adaptability, times relationships. Multiply them, don't add them. Because if consistency is 0, the whole product collapses. If timing is 0, the product stalls. If relationships are 0, many opportunities never open. Success isn't a straight line. It's an equation where weak links destroy results and strong links multiply them. Let me prove it. Imagine 2 people. Person A works 70 hours a week in isolation. Skill high, consistency high, but leverage 0 because nobody sees them. Timing 0 because they're stuck in dying industries. Relationships 0. They burned bridges along the way. Result: 70 exhausting hours times no multiplier equals mediocrity. Person B works fewer hours, but deliberately. Skill decent, consistency decent. But leverage massive technology, media, distribution. Timing excellent, they ride rising markets. Relationships strong, so doors swing open. Their numbers multiply out to success. The difference isn't effort, it's equation design. During my own 2-year journey testing this philosophy, the compound was obvious. I kept focusing on skill, assuming more mastery would fix everything. But then I started asking, what about leverage? So I took my skill public. Suddenly, small projects gained outsized reach. Then I invested in relationships. Mentors sharpened me. Peers elevated me. Suddenly, timing aligned because I was visible when opportunity windows opened. Within months, growth 10x'd. Not because my actual ability had changed overnight, but because my variables compounded instead of canceled out. This is why chasing perfect in one factor is a trap. You can be the best coder, but broke because you lack timing. You can be the most consistent artist, but unknown because you lack leverage. You may network nonstop, but without skill, you're noise. Balance matters. Success is harmony across the equation. Science digs even deeper. Psychologists studying achievement show talent discrepancy explains far less of outcomes than strategic consistency and environment. Economists show that early leverage points, like platform adoption, explain outlier wealth more than ours. Behavioral studies prove adaptability, and feedback loops separate resilient success. Stories from early burnout, perfectionists, the data screams the same truth. It was never one variable. But here's where it gets liberating. You don't need perfection in all factors. You don't need genius IQ. You just need each variable greater than 0 and improving. That's the actual equation. Skill times consistency, times leverage, times timing, times adaptability, times relationships, time plug in modest numbers, and given years of compounding, your curve still explodes. That's why millionaires often look average skills, average brains, but with leverage, timing, and relationships, they multiplied, while brilliant perfectionists, locked in comfort zones, stayed broke. So, if you want to reprogram, ask yourself daily, am I building skill today? Am I showing up consistently? Am I creating leverage tools, tech systems? Am I aware of timing riding waves, not fighting them? Am I adapting from feedback? Am I investing in real relationships? That's the checklist. Because success hides in multiplication, not isolated obsession. By the end of studying this, I realized the reason people call winners lucky is because they only see the end number, not the variables. They see Musk launching rockets and shrug genius. They didn't see the skill from physics, the consistency of decades, the leverage of billions in investors, the timing of climate urgency, the adaptability after explosions, the network of brilliant engineers. Put those into the formula, the outcome looks like destiny, but it was math. And here's the scary opposite. If you don't pay attention to the equation, if you coast on comfort, 5 years passes and you're trapped. Weak skill times inconsistent habits times no leverage times wrong timing times 0 relationships. Multiply that. Your output collapses. That's why mediocrity feels inescapable, because the formula is running in reverse. While you call it life happening, so what is the success equation nobody talks about? It's this. Success equals skill times consistency times leverage times timing times adaptability times relationships. Time amplifies everything. Multiply garbage variables, you get collapse. Multiply decent variables, you build greatness. Multiplied great variables, you explode into outlier success. That's the overnight success myth compounding of all the right variables, invisible until the hockey stick curve appears. So stop asking only, am I working hard enough? And start asking, what's missing in my equation? Smart tweaking of one multiplier can 10x results faster than grinding forever in one dimension. Success is not magic, it's math. Invisible math running silently in everyone's life. Learn to see it, learn to shape it. And 2 years from now, you just might see how designing your equation flipped everything. Because what nobody talks about is that success was never luck, never mystery. It was always the equation.